Candace is in Indiana, and she says we are currently behind on our house, 2 vehicles and credit cards, along with multiple old medical bills. I know we need to catch up on our payments before working on our emergency fund. However, I'm not sure where to start on catching up. Well, Candace, you guys need to do a detailed written budget where every dollar has a name before the month begins every month. And you need to figure out why it is that you are behind. Did you have a job loss? Have you replaced the job? Did you buy something you shouldn't have bought? Do you need to sell it? Are you disorganized and you don't watch what you're spending and you eat out too much? Well, you need to figure out what the cause is of all this bleeding, and you got to stop the bleeding. And then you're going to have to work like crazy people, like take 6 extra jobs. And that's good news because around Christmas, lots of people are hiring. So you need to be like working like all the time, all of you. And that way you won't have time to go out to eat too, because you can't afford to go out to eat. You're broke. So you need to work all the time. When you're behind on your house, you're behind on your vehicles, you're behind on your credit cards, you're behind on medical bills, you're behind on utilities, that you need to work all the time. Now, then what we do is we prioritize what do we catch up first. Okay? The very first thing that needs to be current in your house is food. Your family needs to eat before you do anything else. You probably have enough money coming in to take care of that, but you need to make sure that's done before you do anything. The second thing you need to do before you do anything else is lights and water. You need to keep the utilities on. It's cold out there. You need to be able to take a shower because you're going to be working a lot. And you're going to be using that hot shower a lot because you're going to work all the time. If I mentioned you're going to work all the time, I want to make sure you understand you're going to be working all the time. You're freaking broke, and there's a place you ought to go when you're broke, and that's to work. That's the deal. Okay, so now we got food and we got lights and water. The next thing you do is you keep your house. So you get current on your mortgage. Before you do anything else, you don't pay a dime to your medical bills. You don't pay a dime to your credit cards. You don't pay a dime, not 1 penny, to anybody else until you've done these things. And then you get current on your vehicles. And here's the amazing thing. Most people can get all that current within 30 days. Food, lights, water, shelter, and car payments. If you don't do anything else, you can get current on all that real quick. I'm saying nothing else. All you're doing is working. You're paying all the money. You stopped your 401k. You don't pay anybody anything for anything. You don't spend any money on anything until you get current on the house. You get current on the cars. You get current on the lights and water, and you got food in your house. Everything else can go jump in the creek, dude. Nothing gets money until then. You got to get the 4 walls of your house protected so that you can live to fight another day. Now, if you're current on your house and your cars, and you got lights and water, and you got food, you live to fight another day. Now we can start worrying about some of this other stuff, like credit cards and medical bills, and we'll get current on them. And you just prioritize those guys out the same way. You look over and start getting current on them, or start settling with them, one of the two. If you're far enough behind, if you're 6 or 8 or 10 or 12 months behind, you may want to just offer them a settlement and save up and offer a lump sum settlement on that. You got a $2,000 medical bill, offer them $1,000, offer them $500. But you got to save that money up to make that offer, right? It's the only way that works. So that's the process. Food, lights and water, shelter, transportation, gasoline in the car, and that way you can go to work all the time because you're going to be working all the time. And that's how you do it. This really does work. It's a formula, and you need to do all of that and get current before you even start talking about working the baby steps or building up an emergency fund or worrying about a debt snowball or any of that kind of stuff. You can't worry about any of that kind of stuff when they're getting ready to take your freaking house and your cars away from you. And nobody gives a rip about a stupid old medical bill and while your car's getting repoed. So you get your car straightened out and your house straightened out and you get food on the table and you get the lights and water, and you never again get behind on those things no matter what happens. You can make enough delivering pizza to keep those things current. Oh, and by the way, you're going to be working all the time, and pizza delivery might be what you're doing. I don't know. Could be Uber. I don't know what you're doing. You could be working at the mall. You could be working at the Christmas tree lot. Yeah, I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing a bunch of it. And you're not too proud to do anything because you need money right now. That's what you do. You get after this stuff. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show.